Today we're here at 9725 Southwest New Forest Drive in Beaverton to talk about what these sellers did to prep this home for sale to get them the best return on their money in today's market. Starting outside, we had a landscaper come and do all fresh bark mulch, pressure wash everything because you know it's Oregon and everything grows a light little green layer of green this time of year. So everything got pressure washed. We painted the front door to give that great curb appeal. We also replaced the roof. Now, not everyone has to replace the roof, but these particular house, the roof was actively leaking. And honestly, buyers won't take that on. And if you wait as a seller to negotiate the roof with a buyer, then you're having to pay more because they have a vote. Maybe they want a funny color. It's just not worth it. So if you know any of your big mechanicals are at end of life, you should really think about replacing them before we go on the market. So the roof got replaced. It was just $10,000. It wasn't horrible. It allows the buyer to know they don't have to worry about it. And it lets the seller control it. They got to choose who they want to hire and do it on their time frame and for the most affordable option. Keep in mind though, if you replace the roof, you always want to do a full tear off roof. Don't add a layer. It's legal in Oregon, but it's not worth it and buyers don't like it. So replace it completely if you have to. We also replaced these outside fixtures. The ones that were here were really dated. And honestly, things like this on Amazon, not very expensive at all. I bought a 2-pack and I bought two 2-packs because this house actually has 4. There's 2 on the back of the house as well. So we replaced that as well. Let's go inside and see what else we did. So starting right in the entry, we actually kept this floor. It was a tile floor. It was nice. It was neutral. No problem at all. But we put new carpet in because the carpet was just dated and old and just a little bit dingy. So sometimes we can clean it. In this particular case, these clients needed to put all new carpet in. Let's go upstairs. We replaced the entry light. I love this light. I'm sure you're gonna see it in more of our listings. It's such a nice modern look and it was like $49.99. It was not expensive and it looks so much better than the old stained glass fixture that was here. And bonus, my seller took the stained glass fixture and sold it on Facebook Marketplace and made some money to help balance some of the improvements she had to do. We also replaced the flooring up here. One of the things is when houses have multiple kinds of flooring, it makes the spaces look smaller. And this house had a different flooring in the kitchen that had some water damage. They'd had a small refrigerator ice maker leak. The flooring in the kitchen was a darker wood. It made the cabinetry look really dark and it also was a little bit damaged. So we took that up and we put new flooring, LVP laminate flooring, and I love the style. It's just in stock, easy at Lowe's or Home Depot. I don't exactly remember. Looks like this oak plank. And by doing the same floor in the living room, dining room, and the kitchen, it makes this whole area feel so much bigger. We painted out the fireplace. Black spray paint is one of my favorite tools. It's inexpensive, it's easy, and look how good this fireplace looks now for honestly just a few pennies on the dollar. It was not expensive at all. We also painted out all the woodwork. So what was used to be the brown banister is now painted bright white, light and fresh. It just cleans everything up. I was a little worried about the kitchen because the cabinetry is dark and it was showing its age. But my contractor worked his magic, did some love on it, and it looks great. I kept the hardware as is just because I felt like the black would kind of get hidden in it, and we still have stainless steel appliances, so I left that as is. But we replaced the kitchen sink with this nice, big, deep kitchen sink, stainless steel, matte black faucet with the pull-down sprayer. And this just gives it a nice, clean look, even though we didn't replace the countertops on this one. You want to really remember that you can't do everything. You're not going to be able to do everything. So where are you really going to get the best return on investment as a seller? And that kind of thing really can just be some of these easy cosmetic fixes. We replaced the lighting in here as well. I chose to do the same light in the living room and the dining room to give some cohesiveness of the space. We also fixed some dry rot on the deck because honestly, when buyers are looking at a house and they see dry rot, they just think the sellers haven't been maintaining anything. And most of the time that's not true. The sellers just didn't notice it or didn't realize. So I always recommend that if there's any dry rot on the exterior, just proactively take care of it. It's always gonna come up in inspections. It can be a lender issue, it can be a inspection issue. Just take care of it up front. It's not sexy, it's not fun, but it's definitely worth doing up front. And especially for this seller, we just did it while the contractor was already here. It was easier, it was cheaper. All the doors got new hardware. So it got new lever handles, matte black, super modern, super light, super not expensive on Amazon, and then nice hinges to match as well. Let's check out the bedrooms. So both the bedrooms had lights in the weirdest locations. So we moved the overhead light to the center. They used to be located right next to the closet in kind of a weird 70s thing. I'm not really sure what the point was of that, but that's where it was. So we had the contractor patch that hole and move the light over to the middle of the room. Things like that make such a big difference. We also took down the weird cottage trim that was on this wall that just made the space look funky and weird. And we replaced the outlets on this floor with new, square, modern, bright white outlets, just to really modernize it and give it that nice pop. All the closet doors got hardware as well. And then the primary bathroom also got a little bit of updates. So we kept the general feel in here, but we put a new mirror, new light, new faucet, new bathroom towel bar and tissue holders, all that kind of stuff, all matte black. And we replaced this as well with a nice matte black option. It used to kind of have a weird handheld shower thing, which honestly is really nice when you live here, but it looks weird in the showings. And so it's just nicer to have this nice clean look. Let's look at the other bathroom too, because in there was a big mirror and we took it down. And unfortunately, these big mirrors often are hard to remove because they're glued to the wall and they make a freaking ass mess. Plus, you have to patch a whole bunch of sheetrock. But let me just tell you, it's worth it. So now we just have one mirror in here. It looks so much better. One big mirror, the new light fixture, new faucet, and then once again, black vents. And here's a secret. The contractor didn't go buy all new vents. He just took the existing vents that were in the house and spray painted them with a matte black spray paint. See, we're back to spray paint being my absolute favorite tool, and it makes it look so much better without costing very much. Of course, we staged the space because this makes it comfortable, cozy, and buyers can really think about living here. I was just chatting with one of my contractors who'd watched a video, and he's like, Jenny, you didn't tell them how much more comfortable a house feels when they're staging. And he's right, it does feel more comfortable. It just really lets the buyer imagine how are they going to use the space and how it feels and invites them to sit down and call it home. Let's look downstairs. Now, maybe you're wondering why I chose to put new carpet in instead of doing LVP everywhere. And honestly, that's just a function of cost. The LVP is significantly more expensive to install than carpet is, and especially on the stairs, it's just a pain in the butt. So we just chose not to do that. We chose to keep it a little bit more simple with nice carpet. And the secret with carpet is you don't have to buy a really expensive carpet, but you need to buy a really nice pad. So this has an 8-pound pad that makes it cushy and feels good and everything just looks clean. And that's what buyers today are looking for. Down here, I chose to stage it as a big family room with a game area, helping buyers imagine how they use the space. We always stage the main floor living areas and the primary bedroom. In this case, I wanted to add on the staging for the lower level family room, and we staged one of the bedrooms as an office just to give it some definition of space. We also painted the fireplace down here, all out with black paint, just like we did upstairs to keep it all clean, and we painted everything white. This house had so many colors before, and it really made the house a lot darker. I didn't like things like these accents here, so by painting them all white, it just neutralizes everything and makes everything look fresh and bright. We replaced the light fixtures down here as well, and in the bathroom, we did a little bit down here as well. The flooring that was in this bathroom was really dated. It was like, I don't know, my grandma had that flooring, I think. We wanted to keep it simple. There's a low point drain, so we couldn't do LVP in here, or I would have done the same LVP that was upstairs. We had to do a rolled vinyl product because of that drain. So we just picked one that looks like tile, very neutral, very modern. It looks great. It was just in stock at Home Depot, so it was cheap and easy and no big deal. Then we gave it a new faucet, new mirror, and a new light, so we kept that going. Once again, hardware down here. And we didn't choose to replace the outlets down here. I was just trying to keep the cost down, and they're still white. They're just the rounded white style. It's a basement. It's perfectly okay. I think it works out quite well. In the garage, we hung the closet doors back up to hide the laundry area. We found them up in the attic when we were doing some work, so it's nice to get those hung back up and to separate that laundry space from the garage just a little bit. We also replaced all the smoke alarms and CO detectors so the seller wouldn't have to worry about that in the future. And we made sure the water heater was double strapped because that always comes up. Oregon contract requires it. So we just went ahead and took care of it now just to be proactive. We took down all the blinds because I want it to be nice and light and bright and neutral. So all the windows don't have window coverings now. And yes, sure, a buyer is going to have to add those, but they weren't nice. They were older. It just looks so much better not having them that we wanted to make sure the house showed its very best light. If you loved this example of Beaverton before and after, check out our other examples on our channel. Be sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications bell, and be sure to let us know in comments what you'd like to see next. And remember, if you or someone you care about are thinking about buying or selling in Beaverton, reach out to me. Send me a message. It doesn't matter if it's tomorrow, next month, or next year. I'm happy to chat and start talking about strategy of how we can make your home ready to go on the market and get you the very best price.